Hi guys! Today we're going to do something really exciting and we're going to actually get to work with our clay. So this is just Model Magic clay, Crayola Model Magic, and if you have some at home you're welcome to use some, but I sent everyone about this much because we're going to be working pretty small. So first, a couple tricks. If you want to turn anything into a ball, you take it on your hand and take your other hand and roll it in different directions, round and round, so you make a ball. Or let's say you wanted to do it on the table. Make sure you've got a flat surface and a clean surface, something that can't get messed up. And then also think about, is it something that could potentially dirty your clay? Because this clay is white and we want to keep it that way. If you work on something like newspaper where the ink can come off really easily, it's going to make your clay look dirty and pick up some of that ink in the print that they put on there. So you can take it like this, and again in that same rolling motion, apply gentle pressure until you get your circle, your sphere. So for this project we're actually going to need 3 pieces of clay. To be more exact, 4. The 4th one's very, very tiny. We need a bigger piece rolled into a ball. And then we need 2 smaller pieces and you want to try and make these 2 smaller pieces almost exactly the same size. The closer you can get to making them the same size, the better. And then that 4th tiny little piece, this much, very little, gonna roll it. Use your fingers if you need to. Very tiny little ball, just like that. And now you've got your 4 pieces of clay that we're gonna work with today. With our big piece of clay, we're going to use the pinch pot method. So we're going to press in, after we've got our ball or our sphere of clay, we're going to pick one point, cup your hand, and start pressing into the ball. Think about if you were making a pot, you would want the inside to be a hole and then it to have walls like a cup you would drink out of. Notice how I'm using my thumb and my forefinger to pinch those walls until I get it the size I want it. That's why it's called a pinch pot. So once you get it just like that, this is how it's going to sit. You can't really see the inside unless you were to put your finger on it, right? And this is going to be our little animal. See if you can guess what our animal is going to be. With the 2 pieces that are about the same size, take them in between your fingers and flatten them out. Now if you get too thin with the clay, just re-roll it up, smash it all together and re-roll it up. But you want it to be a little bit thick enough so that it can hold its own weight. You don't want it to flop over. See how that doesn't fall over? But if I made it too thin, let me show you what would happen. Here's it really, really thin. If I try to hold it, see how it just falls? It needs to be able to support its own weight. So like I said, if you mess up, mash it back together, roll it back into a ball, and then start flattening again. And then, remember we started with about the same amounts of clay, so we want them to be about the same size circles. This one's a little bit smaller, so I'm going to flatten it a little bit more. There we go. That looks a little more equal. So these 2 pieces are going to be the ears of our animal. So I'm going to have one curved a little bit right here. You just stick it on Normal clay will require you to do a little bit extra on attaching pieces, but something I love about Model Magic is it just sticks right together. And see, that's on there pretty good. So that's why we use Model Magic for this. And then we want our other ear. Can you tell what it's going to be yet? Last but not least, we need our little nose right in the center of the face. And this is going to create the base for our mini mice. This has to dry before we do any coloring. So set it somewhere safe where it's not going to get hit or knocked over or touched or played with, and let it dry overnight. Once it's dried, we'll meet back up again and I'll show you how to color it.